Welcome to Cloud Tech Nexus Tutorials. In this video, we will cover setting up and configuring Windows Server 2016 Essentials. Using a hypervisor is recommended. VMware ESXi and Workstation will be used. Migration is supported with backup data in case migration fails. RWA is still tricky to configure and requires additional steps to work correctly. You can choose the edition that's right for you. See Microsoft's website for more details. Essentials is a good first server to start for a small business or organization. The wizard-driven interface is designed to have you up and running fast. Here is a summary of improvements from previous version of Essentials. The back end requires high-speed internet connection and hypervisor recommended. The front end of Essentials can be accessed by a variety of devices. Server add-ons can provide additional functions. They are free to try but cost to keep. The remote launcher add-on is optional and not required, and is not supported by Microsoft. Another noteworthy add-on by the Office Maven, similar to the remote launcher but more advanced. More control over remote app policies. Other add-ons are available and have different functions. See respective websites for more details. Try before you buy if worth the investment. Steps in the following order. Open your web browser. Log into your router. Forward ports 443 and 80, the Essential server will use. Save settings and exit router settings page. Although you can use the vSphere client to interface the ESXi server, it has been depreciated. Some settings may only work in the web interface. Open your web browser and log into ESXi web interface. Create new virtual machine. Give the virtual machine a name. Guest OS Windows Server 2016 is chosen, but the correct Essentials ISO will be loaded. Choose your virtual machine settings. Load Windows Server 2016's Essentials ISO. Double check settings and finish. Select Virtual Machine, power on, right-click and select Console. VMware Workstation 12.5 Pro will be used to interface the virtual machines. Install operating system. Add key if you have one. Create local administrator password. Log in. The configure wizard will auto-run. Fill in your server information. Create domain account and password. Updates can be done later. Close configure window. Start menu, server manager. Local server, i.e. enhanced security configuration. Administrators, off, OK. Close server manager. Right-click network connection icon, network and sharing center. Click Ethernet. Click Properties. Uncheck IPv6, select IPv4, click Properties. Select to use the following IP address. The IP address is the server IP. Do not change the DNS server settings. OK to save and close the network settings windows. Press the Windows and pause break key to show the system information screen. Click Change Settings. Update computer description. Allow remote connections. Apply an OK. Close system info windows. Load VMware tools if using VMware. Install in a few clicks. Eject ISO and click Yes, Restart. Log in. Launch the dashboard. Click Add User Accounts. Add accounts. Note the domain connection address. Let's create folders for the new accounts. Configure remote web access. Use your own domain or create a new one. In this tutorial, we will use an existing one. A Microsoft account will be used to configure RWA. An existing domain will be used, or create your own if available. Checkbox Remote Web Access. Leave Allow Anywhere Access checked. Close Anywhere Access Wizard. Click Customize. Select Server Connections options. Select Open Remote Desktop. Click Apply. Click OK. Click OK. Test Remote Web Access. After RWA Wizard is complete, there is a known issue that it may not work correctly. Follow these optional steps if you have RWA page access issues. At the end of the RWA web address, add /remote. The page is accessible, but the server needs to point it correctly. Windows menu, search, Server Manager. Click Add Roles and Features. Next. Next. Drill down to Management Tools and checkbox IIS Management Console. Next. Next. Install. Click Close. Install complete. Close Server Manager, Start menu, search for Internet Information Services. Or in search, type in inet mgr. Click to launch. Select Server. Click HTTP Redirect. Checkbox Redirect. Type in RWA address, then add /remote. Checkbox only redirect. Click apply. Close IIS Manager. Launch Internet Explorer and test RWA. RWA now works correctly. Log in. Let's tour the page. When done, sign out. Let's create bookmarks for ease of access. Now create desktop shortcuts. At this point, the basic setup and configuration is done. Launch the dashboard for any other items you would like to configure. Otherwise, these next items are optional, not required. What is covered next will be the server add-ons by AWIECO and the Office Maven. Free to try, option to buy. These are third-party apps not supported by Microsoft to extend server features. See link in description for more details. There are different add-ons to choose from, but remote administration will be the focus here. If an add-on is not for you, visit other add-on site. See features and different price points. Add-ons are self-contained packages and are easy to install. Simply download and run installer, no special roles to configure or PowerShell commands. Use add remove programs to remove add-on. Launch dashboard when add-on is installed. Click the remote launcher add-on. The add-on will allow you to access apps installed on the Essentials server remotely. Let's add some apps and do a remote demo. After activation, let's go back into Remote Launcher. Right-click and add. You'll have to add apps by the installed shortcut locations. Be sure to select the correct shortcut and don't rename until after you add it. Repeat steps until you have what you need. Let's test on a domain joined workstation. This will only work on workstations that have dashboard access and are domain joined. I'll log into dashboard. The apps on the remote launcher are available. Let's launch our local version of Word and remote version of Word. Notice the arrow icon. This indicates a remote version of the app being launched. This is convenient if an app is not installed on the local workstation, or if an administrator doesn't have remote server administration tools installed. Policies can be configured to allow access to certain apps remotely. Before testing the Office Maven remote add-on, let's disable the current remote add-on. AWIECO add-on is now disabled. The Office Maven remote add-on is more advanced and costs more depending on license. Install just as easy as AWIECO. WIC remote app is now available. Clicking yes will install on all machines on the domain. With this add-on, the policies are more targeted. This option will add remote desktop connection. This option will add and grant permissions to run apps. No need to drill down in the install directories for app shortcuts. There is an option to group and categorize. Let's leave it uncategorized so all the apps will show at once. After the apps are published, you can always remove and add to it later. Edit app properties for additional control. This option will control how the app will be accessible in the dashboard, on the workstation, and in RWA. Let's test the remote add-on. Now we can see the remote apps are available. This workstation is not on the domain, which brings up a possible security issue. While in public, it's best to use your own computer to remote administer, then use a public use computer or device. You don't need to be on the domain to launch the dashboard. All you need is access to RWA, and you can remote launch an app. You may be able to launch more than one app at a time, while others may be able to run multiple sessions as well. Exactly as specified during configuration. Let's test launch an app that is not installed on the local machine. Skype for Business 2016 is not installed. App runs. Notice the remote connection icon is in the taskbar. Now testing Word 2016. The remote icon is visible, indicating remote connection to app. The remote app launcher tray icon will give you quick access to RWA resources. Active Directory without remote server administration tools installed on a non-domain joined workstation. With this convenience comes security risks, always completely exit remote session when not in use. Remote connection can also be on other operating systems and mobile devices that support RDP. This includes Mac OS, iOS, Android, etc. Visit websites for additional add-ons. If you have legacy version of Essentials or Home Server, add-ons are also available. Add-ons are not required but are convenient server tools. This concludes tutorial how to set up Windows Server 2016 Essentials. All steps complete. Thanks for watching.